最上級異世界ファンタジーバトル
The fantasy light novel series, The New Gate, is confirmed to get an anime adaptation in 2024, revealing a teaser visual. Tamaki Nakatsu will direct the series with Yokohama Animation Lab and Cloud Hearts co-producing it. The story revolves around the New Gate, an online game that trapped its players and turned it into a death game, which is now releasing the thousands of players that had been dragged into it, thanks to the efforts of Shin, one of the most powerful players. But after having defeated the last boss and freed everyone, he was swallowed up by a strange light and found himself inside the game world 500 years into the future and unable to leave. What seems like another SAO ripoff, The New Gate is actually much more than that. It is one of the few long-running isekais that can actually be considered good. The story does sound generic. However, the initial premise of a death game turning into a time-traveling isekai does set it apart from the rest. This new element, sending Shin 500 years into the future of the game, even incorporates players into its history, making the series much more captivating. The characters have distinctive personalities, albeit most following predictable tropes, with Shin being a character who doesn't try to stand out, is overpowered, mature, easygoing, and pragmatic as the story delves into the consequences of Shin's actions in the past and explores how the game world has evolved over the centuries. Although Shin as an easygoing person is so much better than a perverted main character, unfortunately, he's perhaps too laid back to be compelling. Not only this, but for some reason, despite being one of the strongest people, if not the strongest, his lack of ambition and the frustration of Shin constantly going out of his way to pretend that he is not that strong does come off as annoying. Furthermore, the incredibly slow pace of the story, mainly due to the expository dialogue that is increasingly heavy, lifeless, dry, and is a pain to go through, leads to the plot taking too long to form, where even the small interactions or events in the story do not push the story anyway. The romance is genuine and has a better development than most of the stories out there, but then again, is quite slow to develop. The world building is great, going into great detail about the mechanics of the world, with the plot having vibes of both Sword Art Online and Overlord, but is more of an Overlord type of series. All in all, if you enjoy stories with a trapped in a video game premise, or a series with great world building and an enjoyable story, then New Gate is most likely going to be a must-watch. I say most likely because of the visual release showing the character designs with Shin's character looking especially bad. If an official visual looks like this, then it's hard to hope for a good animation from the fairly new studios. Although I would recommend viewers to give the show a try, I hope the animation lives up to how good the series actually is. If you enjoyed this video, then do consider subscribing to my channel for more.